Hey boys and girls, I just checked over the whole house and I didn't see any COVID-19, so we're fine. I saw a couple of cute puppies, so it looks like they came back nice and safely. What I'd like to talk to you about today is the comic book process, how far we've gotten with it. And I also want to tell you that if you love writing comic books, then you should stick with this. You don't have to get it done before school's out. This is something that'll probably take you all summer long, and if it does, I'll be right there with you. So I'm going to talk about the process so far and what you would be doing in the summer, the rest of the summer. If this is not for you, please don't feel like you have to do this. If you love this, if you love making comic books, like just Miss J likes making comic books, then do it. Here's our process so far. So far, we took a story, a real life story, the COVID-19 story. We took it to the genre shift on page 23 of the Comic Creations for Kids book on page 23, and we added the comic book elements. So we spiced it up just a little bit. Pretend world, right? We turned it into a comic book story with the help of several superheroes. We put together a fine story. That is, if you're with us, you can either print it off or you can write it whichever way you want to do it on pages 25 and 26. Then you were to order your events, and that's right about where we left off, ordering the events on page 32. And ordering the events looks like, well, here's your story. So this was page 20. Here's the genre shift, just to refresh your memory. Okay, that was the genre shift. Page 25 of your story. I wrote it down because I like to write. And then page 26, the solution and the ending. And then you go into the next part, which is really an important part, and it's writing all your events. So you'll see it's all numbered 1 through 17. And this is order your events, page 32. Okay, and you probably already did that if you're still with me. Then you're going to prepare your panels. Now this box right here, this is a panel, and it gives you all sorts of suggestions for what you need to do. What I want to point out right now is that all you have to do for the next step is to take this sentence that we have here and put it right here on the line where it says panel 1. So sentence 1 is panel 1. And if you look at it very closely, and I'll need glasses to look at it very closely, you will see that I didn't write everything down. I said Antona's life, school / soccer. I chose to draw the soccer field because that's where he's going to get stuck in an ant hill. So I'm focusing on, you don't have to do all this part first. Right now, just set up your panels. But the next step then would be to start thinking. I draw little stick people when I'm thinking because they're really quick and easy to draw. This one here is a long shot because I have Pearl Park way in the back. And then there's a nice little sign here that says to the soccer field. And then this one here, foot gets stuck in anthill, goes with the second one. One day, his foot gets stuck in an anthill. But here we just say, foot gets stuck in anthill. This one is a close-up, and it's just showing you his foot is stuck in an anthill. It just says, I'm stuck! And there's little ants, crawling around to show that it's an anthill. All right, so then panel 3, he starts feeling bugged. And this is sentence 3 on your events. Panel 4, this is December 19th. Discussion gets Antona angry, and he turns into COVID-19. I didn't draw any because right now all we're doing is setting up our panel pages. COVID bugs people, panel 5. From sentence 5, he bugs people everywhere he goes. I wrote COVID bugs people. Panel 6, he was named COVID, and then I tell what that means. Panel 7, Miss J and Addie are FaceTiming. I can already see that happening. And then panel 8, people screaming, help, help, quit bugging me. And then you go on through the whole process, all of 17, and you put them on each one of the panel lines like that. Then, if you want to this weekend, you can start thinking about it and drawing little details on the panels, just like I demonstrated. But you don't feel like you have to. So, prepare your panels, quick sketch, plan bubbles. That's what they're going to be saying. Then pencil each panel. I used ink so it's easier to see on the computer, but everything you're going to do is in pencil until you get to the comic book. You're going to illustrate bubbles, captions, sound effects. So everything gets penciled first. Then you ink over everything. See, it's a lot of work. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work. And then you color it. After you color it, you enjoy reading it. Read it to everybody you know. One thing I wanted to point out also is comic book lettering. Everything is always in capital letters, so uppercase the whole way. I'm not sure why, but it looks neat and tidy, I guess. And everybody's capital letters always kind of look the same, and sometimes your lowercase letters look tiny, I think. At least that's what Miss J tells me. So, if you do have any questions, just write to me, comment to me, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. So have fun with your next step in comic creations for kids.